Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sammy Ketchum, and welcome back to Sammy Ketchum TCG. Today, we are going to be taking a look at an Urshifu Vmax single strike deck profile. That's right, an Urshifu Vmax single strike deck profile. Alright? Now, before I get into the deck profile, I just want to talk to you about this. Is going to be an in real life deck profile, so, but the reason why I'm doing this in real life deck profile is because we, the people here, we in the Carolinas, we are actually starting to play back in events. We're actually starting to do tournaments here in the Carolinas. There's this series called the Carolina Series. It's a series of tournaments that are Pokemon tournaments that are going on in North South Carolina that we have been given the chance to participate in. This is helping us get back to playing competitively in Pokemon, for the TCG. And I think it is a great idea. I think it's a great idea. Gets us ready for competitive play, gets us ready for the regionals, things like that. I mean, we're ready to get back to it, things are slightly getting better with COVID. Most people have gotten vaccinated, things like that. Now we have this series that we can, a series of tournaments that we can go to. It actually started last weekend when I participated in the tournament. I participated in the first one, and I actually got third place with the deck I'm about to show you right now. So, it's really the reason why I'm showing you that. Because not only, yes, I did get third place, but, the deck is actually really good. Especially in this format. It's really good in this format. So, another reason why I wanted to show you this deck in real life, this is something. This is not like online where you go and you have probabilities or whatever. But in real life deck, these decks are actually really good. So I wanted to show you this. Another thing I wanted to talk about is COVID. Since we are playing in real life tournaments on the weekends, of course we have to be careful. And we are careful, Most people who are going out, they have the mask, take the proper precautions. Most of us are vaccinated, like myself. So, we wouldn't be having these tournaments if we weren't taking the right safety measures. So just keep that in mind, But I want to say, always be safe. Always take the proper precautions. Wash your hands, etc. Get vaccinated. If you haven't got vaccinated, go ahead and get vaccinated. You'll be better off for doing it. All right. Without further ado, we're going to jump into this deck profile. Here he is, the main card of the deck, Single Strike Urshifu Vmax. Alright, it has 330 HP. Alright, it has 2 attacks. The first attack, Beatdown, it's for triple colorless. Alright, and it does 100 damage. But it's not just going to be 100 damage. This deck gets ramped up by the single strike energy. The single strike energy adds 20 more damage to all single strike attacks. So with a single strike energy, you could be doing 120, 140, 160. Also, if you're hitting for weakness, that's even more. That's even double damage. So this beatdown attack can actually ramp up pretty decent. The next attack, Gmax 1 blow. Alright. Triple fighting and a colorless energy. Alright. It does 170 damage. But you discard all energy attached to this Pokemon to do so. And it cannot be affected by the effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So any effects that basically stop your attack or stop you from attacking or anything like that won't affect this attack. So this goes through things like Zamazenta. This goes through things like Zamazenta V. Goes through Decidueye, things like that. Altaria. But yeah. But this also gets ramped up by the single strike energies. 170, 190, 210, etc. Or is it 270? No, it's 270? Oh yeah, 270. My bad. 270. Oh my god, yeah, 270. That's so much better, right? This card can potentially one-shot Vmaxes. And can do it often. So yeah, this card's a beast. It is weak to Psychic type Pokemon. But we're not really worried about that because we have countermeasures in this deck. But yeah, this guy's a beast. Three copies of Single Strike Urshifu V. This card by itself is a beast as well. Alright? Its laser focus attack is pretty decent, but not really used. Search your deck for 2 fighting energies and attach them to him, and you shuffle your deck in your turn. We don't really use that attack because don't want to risk getting knocked out, but sometimes it can help. And then the second attack, it is, what is it? Oh yeah. Impact Blow. Can't believe why I can't think of that. Impact Blow. Alright. Does 180 damage. But this gets ramped up by Single Strike Energy. Again. 180, 200, 220. With 2 attacks, you're doing 220. You're one-shotting Pokemon Vs. Instantly. And in the early game, when getting off an Impact Blow, one-shotting Vs, that is very, very good. Taking their Vs right off the board without them even... Well, they'll probably get set up a little bit, but if you take their Vs off the board, then they will have nothing to fight with. Your opponent can't fight, your opponent can't win. If you can't stand, you can't fight. No mercy. Two copies of Umbreon Vmax. Alright. 310 HP. Alright. It has the ability. What's this? Yeah, Dark Signal. I almost called it Bloodthirsty Eyes. But Dark Signal. You can you could choose and switch one of your opponent's active Pokemon with one of the bench Pokemon, and you get to bring them up. Alright? This is basically like a boss's orders in a card. Alright? This is very good. Helps Urshifu and Urshifu Vmax get knockouts. Also, this is dark. This is a dark Pokemon. So, a lot of psychic Pokemon are weak to dark Pokemon in the TCG, which is good for Urshifu because Urshifu is weak to psychic. And so this basically counters all the Pokemon that are going to come up against Urshifu and hit them for weakness. Its attack does 160 damage. 160 times 2 is 320. And 320 one-shots those VMAXs who are weak to dark Pokemon, which is very, very good. And what's the best VMAX Pokemon right now? Mew VMAX. So this one-shots Mew VMAX, which is very, very good. This can contend with the best deck in the format. Two copies of Umbreon VMAX. Umbreon VMAX has 200 HP. Its first attack does, 30 damage. And you cannot retreat. Your opponent can't retreat. Alright? So it locks him in the active. I mean, we're not really worried about that attack because, players can play around that. But the second attack, it does 80 damage. But if this card has any damage counters on it, it does 80 more damage. So it does 160 damage. The same amount as the VMAX. This card is going to have damage on it because of Houndoom. Houndoom basically searches out the single strike energies and attaches it to a Pokemon. When it attaches to Umbreon, it takes 20 more damage because of Houndoom's ability. When it takes 20 damage, you add that with the attack, 80. It's going to do 80 more damage because it has damage counters on it. 160. 160 times 2, 320. This also one-shots Mew VMAX. There you go. So, we are up and rolling with the dark Pokemon in his deck. We have ourselves a 4/4 line of Houndoom. Alright? Houndoom has 130 HP. And its ability, Single Strike Roar, lets you search your deck for a single strike energy and attach it to one of your single strike Pokemon. But they take 20 damage. Alright? But this deck capitalizes on taking damage. And it capitalizes on accelerating single strike energy. Alright? And we've got 4 of them in here. You know, we try to set up at least 2 or 3. And we try to at least get 2 single strike energies from the deck each turn. Which is very, very good. So our Pokemon can get powered up very quickly. This is such a busted card. Such a busted card. I cannot even explain to you how busted this is. Also, this is also a dark card. So this also can hit Pokemon for weakness. The Meloetta in the Mew VMAX deck, this hits the Meloetta for weakness. His attack, was it Darkness Fang? Does 50 damage. But 50 times 2, that's 100. The Meloetta only has, 90 HP or something, I think? But this one-shots it. So this one-shots the Meloetta. So if they try to prize trade with the Meloetta, you could go up with the Houndoom and actually attack with it and one-shot the Meloetta. You're not really worried about the Houndoom getting knocked out because you've got 4 of them. You've got 4 of them and you can keep setting them up. So you knock out the Meloetta with the Melissa Sparkle, with not Melissa Sparkles, but with the Fusion Strike energies on them. The Fusion Strike energies get gone. Now they have less energy to work with. They have less energy to work with. They're more than, you know, they're less likely to basically mount an attack against you. Two copies of Crobat V. It's in here for its Dark Asset ability. Play it from your hand and draw cards up. Put cards in. Draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. All right. It's very good. Very good support. Draw power. I play 2. You gotta play 2 with this deck. Don't skimp on it right now. Do not skimp on this right now. Until Brilliant Stars comes out, do not skimp on the Crobat. On to the supporters. 3 copies of Professor's Research. Discard your hand and then draw 7 cards. Best draw card in the game. 3 copies of Marnie. Both players shuffle their hands and then put them on the bottom of their deck. Then you draw 5, your opponent draws 4. So it's a little bit of disruption. Your opponent only draws 4, but you draw 5 cards. One of the best kind of little disruption kind of draw cards also in the game. Two copies of Boss's Orders. Switch one of your opponent's active Pokemon with someone from their bench. You get to choose. Very good for getting knockouts. You can go Boss for game. But in this deck, you can also go Umbreon Vmax for game. 4 copies of Quick Ball. Discard a card from your hand. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon. Add it to your hand. Four copies of Evolution Incense. Search your deck for Evolution card. Add it to your hand. Self-explanatory. Kumite, Kumite, Kumite. Alright. 4 copies of Urn of Vitality. This allows you to take your single strike energies from the discard pile, put them back into the deck. Once you put them back into the deck, you can search them out with Houndoom. Search them out with Houndoom, attach them to your single strike Pokemon. Attach to your single strike Pokemon, and then you could go to town. This allows you so many great plays. You can discard your single strike energies for your attacks, discard them at the stadium, etc., and get them back and keep reusing them. So good. Three copies of Great Ball. We don't play that VIP pass crap in here. 3 copies of Great Ball. Alright. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Search your deck for a Pokemon and put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. Very, very good for finding your basics and evolutions. This deck has a lot of Pokemon, so you definitely will benefit from getting a Pokemon from the top of your deck. 3 copies of Air Balloon. Alright? Attach this to one of your Pokemon, the retreat cost becomes 2 less. If Umbreon Vmax's retreat cost is 2, with this on it, now it's free. So you can retreat for free. I'm actually debating on whether I should take 1 or 2 of these out for maybe switches, because that was one of the things that did hurt me and one of the reasons why I got 3rd place instead of 1st. But, you know, this is what I played with. I played with air balloons because the reason why I play with air balloons is because air balloons last longer. You attach to a Pokemon and it ends up staying on your Pokemon, and you can retreat in and out of the active as much as you want as long as this is attached. So this lasts longer than Switch. Switch only lasts 1 turn and you get to use it. But this lasts longer, that's why I kind of went with 3. So, but I may be making a change depending on how I feel. But these are still good. Two copies of the Scroll of Scorn. The Scroll of Scorn, what this does is when you attach this to a single strike Pokemon, you can use this as a 3rd attack. That's right, or 2nd or 3rd attack. Alright. What is it? Furious Anger. Furious Anger. This attack does 10 damage plus 10 more for each damage counter on your Pokemon. So, if you took damage last turn, if your opponent damaged you last turn, but did not knock you out, you could basically use this attack and dish out that much damage plus 10 to your opponent. So if your opponent did 180 damage to you, you'll turn around and do 190 to him. If they do 200 damage, you do 210, etc. You deal that damage back plus 10. This is very, very good, especially for single strike decks, because we're actually putting damage on ourselves. Putting damage on ourselves with the Houndoom. So, this helps us to take damage, to use this. This is like a little secret little attack. It's very good. It's like another win condition. Also, if you are weak against fighting Pokemon or weak against dark Pokemon, it's even better. Hit for weakness. Double the damage. Three copies of the Tower of Darkness. Alright. Discard a single strike card from your hand and draw 2 cards. This is like another little draw engine for the deck. If you have too many single strike cards in your hand, you can discard one of them to draw cards. This helps you get out of Marnie plays, things like that. If you've lost a little bit of consistency, this helps you kind of get out of it a little bit. So this is very good, especially when you need it. Also to help counter stadiums. Four copies of Single Strike Energy. This is probably one of the most busted cards in this deck. Single Strike Energy counts as a fighting and a dark energy while attached to a single strike Pokemon. So yes, this is dark energy as well as fighting. Also, your single strike attacks do 20 more damage while this is attached. So, what was it, 270, 290, 310, 330, etc. You can one-shot Vmaxes. You can potentially one-shot Vmaxes with these attached to your Pokemon, your single strike Pokemon, which is very, very good. Three, capture energy. I actually want to play 4 capture energy, but I don't have one. So I'm playing 3. I honestly think 3 is fine. I think 3 is fine right now. But I probably would go up to a 4th one if I had it. Attach this to your Pokemon, search your deck for a basic, and put it on your bench. This is very good in the early game to get you going. Searches out your Houndour, whatever, etc. If you need another Urshifu V out, you can search for that. Very good in actually a lot of decks. Three, fighting energy. Alright. You can attach it to your single strike Urshifu. A couple of the energies in Umbreon Vmax's attack cost is also colorless, so you can also use this. But yeah, we got some basic energies in here. Alright guys, that is the deck. Alright, when we come back, I am going to do the deck layout so you can see what the deck looks like when it's like all laid out, in the numbers, so you can see what the deck actually looks like, the ratios, etc. That way you can screenshot it, whatever, take a picture of it. If you guys want to use it, you can. So when we come back, we will do the deck layout. Alright guys, here is the deck layout. Alright. This is the deck in all its glory. This deck is very, very good in real life. Playing in events. It's good against Jolteon. It's good against dark decks because some dark Pokemon like Gengar VMAX are weak against fighting Pokemon. It's also good against psychic type Pokemon like Mew VMAX because Mew VMAX is weak to dark Pokemon, which is weak to Umbreon. So we cover a lot of weaknesses with this deck, as well as being able to one-shot just about every single VMAX in the current metagame. Urshifu Vmax can one-shot everything with his Gmax One Blow, which is very good. Also, single strike Urshifu by itself can basically one-shot Vmaxes. Not Vmaxes, I mean Pokemon Vs. With its impact blow. Because of the single strike energies, you're doing 220 damage, which basically one-shots all of them, all of the Vs. Houndoom basically gets your energy acceleration going, which is very, very good. So like this is just a well-tuned engine. If you like the deck, if you want to try it out, go ahead. I think this is very, very good for the Carolina series, which is what I'm currently playing in right now. Hopefully I'll get to go to some events this upcoming weekend if I'm not working. But other than that, that's the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, mischief managed.